My name is Tersia Visagie. I'm a short-term insurance broker for Fairbairn Consult, and I operate in the Limpopo area in Tzaneen. I started in short-term insurance in 1998 with a company called Insure, and then we were taken over by the then Mutual and Federal, and then eventually that became Old Mutual Insure. A broker to me is much more than somebody earning a commission. A broker needs to be truly invested in their clients, and you have to genuinely care about people. We work with people. People have been through a lot the past couple of years. And I think we are also overstimulated with technology, and you hear AI, and you hear social media, and you hear all this. It's like an overload of information. There's no off switch. We are never offline. We are always online. Scared you're going to miss the next appointment. Scared you're going to miss the next WhatsApp. And if you have a family, you've still got to do the job. Does the kids have lunch? What are we eating tonight for dinner? There's just so much going on. It's easy to forget that we work with people on a daily basis, being a broker. You need to be the constant in their lives, consistently checking up on them, consistently putting their interest first. And I think that's the crux of the whole matter. It's not about being the most technologically advanced or being the expert in AI. There's a room for that. There's definitely room for that, and there's people that make a career out of it. But when you work with people, you've got to realize that if you have a client whose policy is 100 Rand a month, and you've got a client whose policy is 100,000 Rand a month, both of them deserve the same respect, same amount of time, the same effort that you put into their policies. And if you can be anything in this world, please be kind. We need that, especially when you work with people. Just remember, we're all in the same storm. We're not all in the same boat. I may be on a rubber duck and you might be on a yacht, but we're all in the same storm. So everybody's fighting their own battles every day. And if you can be anything, just be kind. Work with your clients and respect the fact if they tell you that they cannot afford it. If they do have an unpaid, it happens. Try to help them. Don't judge them. See them through their journey, through their financial journey. People pass away, people divorce, people have affairs, the kids crash cars. So if you're not prepared to be a people's person and to truly invest of yourself in your clients, you're in the wrong career. Be honest with your client from the start. And that's the only way that you build a relationship with your clients. Be firm and be honest. I think the whole sentiment of being a broker is somebody that's honest with you in the first place and that really puts your needs first. You need to be the person that they can rely on, always, not just when you have a good day. And you can only be that to people if you are at peace with yourself and if you are comfortable in the space that you are in. First of all, I think every client has a unique risk. There's no one fits all. You need to see the risk to determine what the risks are. There, of course, now with the technologies and the drones and everything, there's easier and more cost-effective ways to see the risk, which is always good. But nothing beats getting your feet into the field and seeing with your own eyes what's going on there. And then you ask your client, what is your biggest fear? And once you engage with them about what is their biggest fear, then you can come up with a solution. And basically, you create worst case scenarios and you discuss that with your clients. So, if you have a lodge, you ask your client, what is your biggest fear? Maybe it's fire. Maybe they don't have a lot of theft threat there, so you will not give them R1 million theft cover, but maybe you will up the fire cover. So every client situation is unique. That's where your expertise and your experience and your knowledge comes in. But I still learn on a daily basis. And if I don't know, I tell my client, I say, listen, sir, I'm not sure about this, but let me come back to you. And then you get back to them. Because I think, especially in today's life, we miss interacting with people. We're so used to call centers and speaking to somebody else every time. You miss that personal touch. And that's what we as brokers have to be to our clients, is the personal touch. I think what is an advantage for me is that I come from an underwriting background and I understand how the insurers operate. You have to have technical knowledge about a product, first of all. And if you understand the product and you understand how the insurer operates and is able to offer, you can then negotiate better. And this is where my first statement comes in again. The claims clerk or the underwriting clerk is just doing their job. There's no sense in yelling at them if you don't get your way, in cursing at them. They are doing their job. They also have a manager to report to. Be nice. Ask them, can you please take this to your manager? Can you please take this to your technical underwriter? Or can I please contact your technical underwriter and see how we can negotiate? And I think, first of all, we need to be less defensive when we don't get our way and understand that there's a world bigger than yourself. And through negotiating in a civil manner, it will get you further. By reading as much as possible, taking note of the memos sent by insurers, and then engaging with people who know more than you. There's always somebody who knows more than you. Acknowledge that and use that, and you learn every single day. I think this is the absolute crux of what a broker is for, because your client needs their insurance when they have a claim. Your client should be assured that you will have their back when it comes to claims. But there's a dual responsibility. You need to be assured that your client will be upfront and honest about his incident. Your client should know that you will handle the entire claims process on their behalf, because this is what we do. This is where the proof in the pudding lies, in our claims management and our claims finalizing. You cannot do much about an accident. Accident happens. And that's why we have to make sure that our clients are insured correctly and adequately. And if it means you have to look online for quotes on behalf of your client, you do that. That should happen on a daily basis. I know that there's a lot of very intelligent and very successful people who say, but you should classify your clients into A, B, C, or whatever. I don't agree with that. Because when I go to Checkers and I buy a bread and a milk, I expect the same service from the teller as the person behind me with a trolley full of groceries. Why should we treat people differently on the size of their premium? It's not fair. Everybody deserves the same kind of respect and the same time and effort as anybody else. It's by consistently looking after their needs and listening. You can't wait until a renewal to contact your client once a year, especially in short term. and I'm speaking only on behalf of short-term insurance, you cannot make contact with your client once a year. It's not acceptable. You have to be in contact with your clients on a regular basis. I'm not saying phone them every week, but I mean, we can use WhatsApp. It's a very effective way of keeping in touch with clients. Clients are bombarded with information. They are bombarded with emails and SMSs and call centers and spam and heaven knows what else. But if you just pop a WhatsApp to a client, and if you are truly invested in your client, you will know she's going through a difficult period. This one's mother-in-law is in hospital, or whatever the case may be. Just pop a WhatsApp and say, I'm thinking of you, everything all right, what can I do? And when we use WhatsApp and WhatsApp web during our daily interaction with the clients, you can snip that conversation and save it on your folder or wherever you put your records, because if it's not in writing in our lives, it didn't happen. And then the other way that we can use the technology is making use of the online services that the insurers offer. It also speeds up processes, and by that, helping your client faster, your client service becomes better. Even though our world has changed drastically with technology, the basics remain the same. Is keeping a human approach to your client. I would say listening. Not just hearing, but properly listening and putting yourself in your client's shoes. That's the only way that you're going to get insight into what's happening. Work on the ground. Go to them. Visit them. See what the business is all about. The best advertising is word of mouth. But it's a process, because you first have to prove yourself, and it takes time. If you put the targets and the commission and the whatnots aside and you focus on the client's needs, I think that's best. That's the best advice that I can give to somebody. The only way that you can differentiate yourself in a competitive market is by giving the best service that you can. I think especially in the agri-market, the minimum wages are quite a challenge. The load shedding is a big thing, but what I'm finding in the industry, in the field, especially among the farmers, is the fear of the political unrest. These trucks that are getting burned, and the political unrest is a big thing, and for the farmers, the minimum wages are absolutely killing them. That's a big concern, because without people, you can't farm. Not a lot of farmers have the money to put solar on their pack houses and to automate the whole farm so that they don't need workers. And you have to respect the fact that every farm worker, or I can't generalize, but a lot of workers, once one person loses their jobs, there's a minimum of 5 people that will go hungry, because we have extended families, we have elderly parents with 1 person per household working. So it's not just the farmer that loses hands and workers. The workers are battling, and that's, the farmers know that and they feel for that. And I think that's a big concern, because once you build a relationship with your workers, and you build a relationship with the people working for you, and to suddenly let them go because you can't afford to, it's devastating. And it's a snowball effect with the minimum wages, and and then people get angry and the political unrests rise again, and that pushes up everything. And that's a real concern for them is the safety and the stability, I think, in the country. It's a major concern for many clients. The community that we live in is quite small, so I don't think it's a major success story. It's just what we do. When we had the floods, all of us pulled together and we got the people off the farms. And something that has nothing to do with insurance is in the community that I work or where I live, somebody goes missing or we have a lost person, we all get together and we go look for that person. Or if there's a bushfire or a fire on a farm, everybody we go and, we help. I don't think it's a success story. It's just what we do. But that's the nice thing of living in a small community. I've been very lucky not to have catastrophic claims happening in my area and with my clients. And however it might feel it's very traumatic for them, I have gone out to accident scenes and assisted them and visited them in hospital, but I don't think that's a major success story. That's just how we operate. I think what I do love about my job, and I love what I do, is that no one day is the same. Some days you wake up with a big claim, or I think just being aware, doing what you have to, like getting renewals out and queries of clients and handling that. And then I think just being aware of what's going on around you. And I think that's where technology is kind of handy. You go on Facebook and you see maybe an accident that happened on the mountain pass, and you can get involved in that. Or what I do on a daily basis is when one of my clients have a birthday, I will make an effort to congratulate them in a personal meeting, or if they are in town, just quickly go and have a coffee or just drop off a cup of coffee at the office or whatever they like, or something like that. I think it's just like focusing on your day and being present. Just being aware of what's going on around you. I think Old Mutual has always been wonderful to me as a person. In the starting years, when we were bought over by Mutual and Federal from Insure, it was a very unsure time. We were very young and very scared. And the experience and the support, I think the support from Old Mutual has always been phenomenal. Yes, there were ups and downs. There's no ways that you can deny that. But I think the support from Old Mutual has always been phenomenal. And I think Old Mutual has always, most of the time, employed people that can think on their feet, but that are also very into the people, invested in the people. And that's something that I can relate to. I feel that you can talk and they can listen. They can listen to you. You don't always get your way, which can be frustrating, but they are always willing to listen. And I think that's what I respect the most about Old Mutual, is the fact that they are willing to listen, even if they cannot solve your problem each and every time immediately. They're always there. And to me, they've always been good. So I think that's the reason, the main reason. Not a lot of people know where Tzaneen is. And it's a good thing if the big bosses come down and visit us on the ground, And I found that Old Mutuals, even the senior people, people in senior positions are very inclined to coming down to Dunedin and visiting us. It's comforting. And I think in the life of today, you need that reassurance that we are there for you. You can trust them.